All right, so we are live. We are in the studio.
Sweet.
I am Jeff. You know me from taking the Cynic route podcast, or you soon will. We also have Jimmy from Mettasynth Radio Network. We also have our buddy Guy across the table. How you guys doing tonight?
Hola.
Doing well.
Pretty good.
So,
How are you today?
not too bad. Long day, as usual.
Yeah.
Day. But now we're here, and it just feels natural.
It does. It's nice to just go what I thought would be 20 minutes down the road here, but of course got stuck in traffic on 23.
Ah, it's a bummer.
An accident confirmed as I took another road, and I could see down the hill there was a bad accident. The shit's been happening all over the place.
It's too many people.
Too many people, really.
Too many cars, too many people.
I've been counting the accidents in front of my house this year. So far, I've seen, I think, like, close to 10. And that's just what I've seen. Not even counting the times, obviously, that I've been, like, at work and whatnot. I think at least twice I've seen 2 in the same day, right in front of my house.
That's too
It's
much.
insane. It's 22. So, but it's kind of scary. I don't even go near the road anymore. That's why, I stay in the yard where it's safe. Hopefully. I don't know.
Yeah, it seems that there's just, whether it's ice or just too many people, everyone's in a rush looking at their phone. It's just
That's a big one.
I heard a tree falling, actually, last summer, and I woke up and I thought it was a drunk driver driving into my lawn, just because I'm so used to, like, hearing the crashes by this point.
So you heard the tree fall,
Yeah.
but you did not see the tree fall.
Unfortunately, no.
So does that answer the question?
I don't know.
Was it in an adjacent woods to your house? So you weren't
Yeah.
actually in the woods, but close enough to hear it.
Yeah.
You have some pretty massive trees, too.
Yeah,
I'm
it was
sure.
a huge one. I was planning on cutting it up for firewood. I never did, though. It's still over there. It's waiting.
Waiting to be
Yeah.
hacked.
What were we just talking about? Eminem's white guilt?
Eminem's white guilt.
Yeah.
I'm not familiar enough with Eminem to really even comment if he has white guilt, but I don't
Sounds
doubt
like a new candy. of some kind.
it. Eminem's white guilt flavor.
All I know is I've heard him say he wants to kill himself because he's so embarrassed to be white, which is like... I
That
don't know.
makes sense.
That's great.
That's rational human
Yeah.
being.
I mean, you said you wanted to vote for that, so...
Yeah, I fully support his decision, and kind of hope he goes through with it at this point. I have no real use for Eminem in my life, so I mean,
Yeah, I heard he's coming back with more music after he's done his whole... What was it like? I'm clean and I'm done, and then the relapse, and then the done again, and then back again. I don't know.
you're speaking Greek to me, buddy.
Yeah.
It's one thing I do not follow is hip hop. Nothing I like a lot of hip hop, but
Yeah.
it's not my realm.
Yeah, I don't follow it much either, but actually today I did listen to Kendrick Lamar's new album, and it's pretty awesome.
Pretty good.
It's, like, out there, experimental, a lot
Everyone
of like R&B
keeps,
influence. It's
yeah.
really kind of cool.
Everyone keeps telling me that, and like I feel like an asshole because I can't really get into it. It's not bad. Like, I don't know. I actually listened to it. I listened to the whole thing, and I feel like 50% of it I really liked, and it was really pretty experimental. I mean, for like new hip hop. But I don't know. Like, the other half just sounded like mainstream new hip hop, you know? It was like, I don't know. A couple songs, it was like, this is really cool. Then the next song just went back to that, like, radio, I don't know, whatever they're doing now. I try to ignore, you know, but that stuff you hear when you're in the store or whatever.
I think I know what you mean, the
Yeah.
kind of trap music, as
Yeah.
they'll call it.
The hi-hat's like, like every song, like, oh my God, think of another beat, you know. There's all this technology, all this software, like so many recording programs, like MIDI players, everything, and it's the same freaking beat. I'm like, at least old school hip hop, it like, you know, different beats. Even if they sample something from like old school jazz or something, it's like at least it's I don't know, I think it's tasteful, you know. I tried to explain to my dad why I liked hip hop years ago, and he's like, Bob Dylan or nothing, you know. But like, he's like, I don't know, man, hip hop, what? But I was like, I don't know. Some of it, the good stuff, is like, it's like jazz to a I don't know, electronic beat, you know, or like old school R&B to like an electronic beat or something, you know. It's like something, I don't know, something musical, you know.
It's definitely a different kind of musical expression than playing instruments, and at the same time, I guess rap music is rap music, but then hip hop as a wider thing is like a culture and an expression, maybe even a way of life. I don't know, but the music kind of goes along with it, and it's kind of like sampling and sharing stuff and kind of doing like remixes and all that. It's all more community based in a way. It's pretty cool
to a degree. But to play devil's advocate, which
I
will on this topic.
I knew it was coming.
Hip hop is definitely a culture, and through the music, there are different, I guess, ways of life that are expressed that aren't necessarily the best thing for society in general. For instance, Ice-T, Cop Killer, stuff to that, you know.
I love crack. I love crack. I love crack.
Drinking cough syrup. Smacking hose,
didn't the
slinging fat bags of whatever.
Whatever.
Like that culture is glorified through the music and through the kids listening to it, which arguably could be a major factor in crime rates in certain areas, depending on. I mean, and just saying that, just making that statement will either piss people off or will take it the wrong way, and sometimes you just have to look at all the facts and reality. I'm not saying it doesn't have benefits, but you can't just say it doesn't have cons, you know?
Yeah, I think, like you said, you got to look at all the facts. Like with any kind of topic, you got to say there's no absolutes. Like one opinion spoken is like always a shred of the truth in a way. And like, I totally understand what you're saying, where like a lot of the themes in these songs are like glorifying a lifestyle of pretty terrible things, but then maybe some of those songs are bringing to light like some of the inequities that have been there in society, and it's been a voice. And I know a lot of guys like Most Def and Common I like a lot that are kind of taking, I don't want to say more intellectual route, but taking a more topical approach and talking about a lot of different things instead of pimping and hoes and nice cars and doing a bunch of weird drugs with cough syrup and liquid codeine. Like
Common straight will like talk shit about that. It'll be like I'm sick of all these people just, you know, talking about that when there's like truth and meaning like in real hip hop, you know.
So here's a question, just referencing I don't doubt that there are many hip hop artists with a decent message and who live the example, you know. But how many 13-year-old and 14-year-old kids are going to those concerts versus the 14-year-olds who are going to Fetty Wap or this mushmouth crap that you can't understand, and who are definitely not giving the best message? Not to sound. I mean, no, I'm not saying that Iggy Pop and the Rolling Stones gave a good message either. That's not the point.
Yeah.
The fact of the matter is, what's popular in the culture of today's youngsters has an effect on the future of society because they eventually become the workforce.
You know, I always say that, and everybody's like, "Oh, you're so old." I'm like, I've been saying that since I was 12, though. Like, when I was 12, I'd be like, "Man, this fucking mainstream rap music, not all rap music, because I love underground hip hop, but like the mainstream, the bad shit, you know, just the stuff that's, you know, the pimping and hoes and like, you know, slap your bitch if she doesn't suck your dick right, stuff like that." It's like, wow, that's a good message for kids, you know, like
escalated quickly.
I mean, you know, put that to a beat and it's a song. Yeah. You could do it.
No, that's a hit.
It's an effective use of profanity because it really puts it in perspective, like how vulgar it is. Yeah. Like you might have one cuss word in one song that's written really well and it's tasteful, but then like if that's like the emphasis. If you're repeating the same words over and over, and you still don't know after 60 times what that word was that he was saying, because auto-tune is turned up.
Yeah.
The wet dry is at
To
11.
11.
Yeah, all the way up.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're right, Jeff. Whatever is popular right now, majority of that stuff is like very sameish and very shallow and probably not very good for like overall effect in society, whatever music has there, you know?
I mean, I can speak anecdotally from experience with my buddy's kid who, I obviously won't use any names, but
Make up a fake name.
my good friend has a son who's now 15, and I've known him since he was like 8 or 9. And the kid grew up, you know, his dad is an audiophile. He's got great taste in music all over the board, all over the spectrum, from 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s. It doesn't matter. And his son, he liked everything from, you know, the classics. He was, you know, big into Beatles, Stones. And then the modern day stuff, he liked Foo Fighters. And it doesn't even matter because the music wasn't having an effect on the way he lived. Like, he enjoyed it. It was a big aspect of his life. He was playing drums. And he was still a young kid. So maybe that he might even factor in. But now his taste totally changed once he got into high school. And now he's in his first or second year. And he's big into like this mushmouth rap stuff. And there's nothing against that. However, with that came some taking of pills and some drinking of cough syrup and getting crazy to the point, and, you know, talking back to his parents, things that didn't exist before he started.
The old
now,
talking back to the parents.
you can factor in age to that for sure,
It's a slippery slope. I've
but
heard.
the musical taste, the culture that he started diving into, had to have played a role in the specific things he was doing. You know, he wasn't rolling a joint and listening to the Stones. He was popping pills and drinking cough syrup and listening to whoever. You know, pick a random name. It doesn't make sense.
It's all starts with talking back
Fetty.
to your parents, you know. And it's a slippery slope, and then next thing you know, you're shooting pills in your eyeballs and slapping bitches, you know. I mean, I think that's what they do. I don't know.
The point is, there are certain aspects, like, you don't realize how much culture you derive from musical heroes. You know, it plays a big part,
Yeah, I would say it's probably tough to quantify, but it's there.
especially
Very
at
much.
that age. Like, I don't know about you guys, but music is one of the biggest outlets when you're a 14 or 15-year-old kid.
Oh, yeah.
I think that's a generality, you know.
I think I grew up okay because Bob Dylan was my idol, you know.
That's what
I was like, he might not be a perfect person, and he's probably done bad things like everyone, but, I mean, at least, like, you know, he has a good message. I think he's
his
influenced
songs weren't
people.
telling you to sling heroin and make fat
Yeah.
stacks and,
Exactly.
you know, pop a cap.
Yeah. I think, didn't one of those rappers, I don't know, I can't remember the name, but, like, I think some guy just died. I saw it somewhere on social media. I think he was one of those dudes that was talking about the cough syrup and all that, and I'm pretty sure I saw the picture of him, you know, dead in the hospital, and then another picture of him, like, in one of his videos, he's got, like, 20 bottles of cough syrup out, and he's like, yeah, man, cough syrup. And, yeah, he was, like, 27, died of liver failure. So that's, I mean, that shows you right there. 27, like, I mean, I don't even know what they call that. The cough syrup.
Scissor, I believe.
Sipping on some
I've
scissor.
heard that.
Cough
There's like
syrup with codeine in it.
Yeah. There's like
It just
another
tears
word
your
too.
organs apart.
Yeah.
Makes sense that it would do that.
Yeah.
You're not taking it as intended at all, and it's almost like when any new drug came to humanity and they didn't know how to deal with it, probably. You know.
Yeah. And
And
that,
now we realize, oh, well, we probably shouldn't be doing that.
well, some of us do, and some of us glorify it in song. And then drink said cough syrup when they listen to song. And I shouldn't pick on hip-hop. I shouldn't do that because we can make these correlations and examples out of any genre of music. I get it.
Yeah, the whole EDM scene obviously is ubiquitous with the party scene.
Right,
So
yeah.
a lot of that is in a indirect way glorifying that, but you know.
And some of it in a direct way. When you listen to, like, Chemical Brothers shit, and, like, I mean, not that that's EDM, but it's in the same realm, I guess.
That's a cool subgenre, though. I think they call it big beat from the
Okay.
90s, where it's like Chemical Brothers, Crystal Method,
Trip
Crystal
hop,
yeah.
kind of.
Trip Hop,
Something like that.
Portishead, and
See, I used to listen to
Massive Attack.
some of that, Chemical Brothers and all that, and now people would probably be like, what is that? Like, you're old,
Yeah.
Like, that shit was decent. I mean, I don't know.
I really still like it a lot.
Yeah.
Crystal Method, it's good stuff. And Prodigy, it's
Yeah.
it's all what I understand with EDM is it's all about the drum beat and the BPM. That's what really.
And the Molly and the ecstasy and whatever
Huff
else.
and E,
Yeah. So, making my point. Like,
Yeah.
there's bad aspects to every
Of
genre.
course. Yeah.
Remember when Prodigy had that song "Smack My Bitch Up" and everybody was like so offended? I mean, I do like that song. I mean, it's probably not a great message, and I mean, I like Prodigy, but I mean, it's probably not great for kids to hear that because they take it the wrong way. But it's just
But
funny.
it's also
'cause-
not intended for kids.
Yeah, it's
that's
not.
my argument for
Yeah.
that.
It's-
Prodigy isn't selling records to 12-year-olds.
Yeah. Well, I was 12, but
Yeah, maybe. I guess, yeah.
I was advanced though. I had good taste in music. But I mean, that was like 1995 or so, and now it's like every song is about smacking your bitch up and drinking cough syrup while you're doing it, and wanting to kill yourself and taking Xanax and shit. They're like, I'm so depressed, I'm on Xanax, yo. Like, oh no, I got a teardrop tattoo coming out my eyeball. Like, it's like, put a beat on that later, and bam, it's a fucking hit, But it's like, I don't know.
I
It's
will.
just,
I'm
yeah,
playing on it.
nice.
It's gonna be that's gonna be Reverend Guy's next hit.
Yeah, not only doing all those things, but documenting it on 4 different social media sites, like
Yeah.
nonstop.
Live.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. It's just funny how they used to get pissed about, one little song like that. And then I don't know, now it's just turned, I don't know. The music industry has gone full retard, as I said the other day. Actually, yesterday I had to Google who is Post Malone. So I guess I'm just not cool. I'm out of it, but I don't know.
Who is Post Malone.
He's apparently a rapper of all that, right in that genre of like the new terrible rap, just the and just he doesn't rap at all. He barely talks. I mean, I don't know if it's mumble rap, but there's not really any rap going on. It's just, I mean, like I'm rapping more just by saying this right now than he actually raps on his songs, but I don't know. It sounds like he just said a sentence in the studio and they just were like, oh yeah, let's loop that, yo. That's a hot track. And then he's just like, okay, I'm done. Pay me. It's terrible. But apparently he covers like Nirvana and I don't even know, like actually good songs. I saw him doing like Rage Against the Machine, which is not good. I mean, it's blasphemy. And it's like a lot of people who like good music are like pissed. They're like, fuck this guy, like ruining good music now, trying to be like relevant and cool, And,
This is Post Malone you're talking about.
yeah, I don't even know who he is.
Well,
but
I will
that's
definitely make a point.
apparently who he is.
I will make a point not to look him up. So
I Googled
Thanks.
him, and my review was elevator music for white people who think they're black. That's what I thought of it. I don't know, with no talent and just somebody in the studio pushing like 2 buttons to make a beat, and then I don't know. It's
Yeah.
terrible. And he's one of the like he's
I'm already
actually,
not a fan of this.
Yeah. I was just sick of hearing his name. I was like, who the fuck is this? So I had to Google it. Same thing happened with Lil Wayne. Like when he first got popular, I was like, who the fuck is this Wayne dude? Is that like your homie from down the street? Like the little guy Wayne that you hang out with? Like, dude, you don't know who Lil Wayne is? Like I don't know, man. I listen to like real music, not to be like stuck up, but it's like, then when I heard it, I'm like, yeah, this is why I don't know this shit. Like, what the fuck? Like, terrible. I had to Google that too. I'm like, this fucking guy. Like, I don't know. There's like a video of like him. It's like him and I don't know. I think Notorious B.I.G. like rapping. It's like Biggie's like freestyling, and then it cuts to like Lil Wayne in the studio. He's just like, yo, turn the mix up, yo, yeah, dog, and that's it. Like it's just then it goes back to Biggie. He's like doing something, and then comes in on Wayne, and it just goes back and forth. At the end, Wayne's just like, yeah, that's it. That's a track, yo. I'm like, you didn't even start. Like, you just said, turn the mix up and check the mics, and then you're like, okay, I'm done. Pay me. Like, damn, dude.
It's like the
It's that
opposite
easy.
of some of the hip hop I like the most. Like your cousin,
Yeah.
Scrump,
Oh yeah,
Justin,
yeah,
he gave me a lot of music at one point, and Wu-Tang Clan is like so different from what you're talking about.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
Actual drum beats and verses that would be filling notebooks, maybe even for one song.
Yeah.
A lot of words and a lot of really interesting rhyming, and probably a lot of vulgar profanity stuff, but a lot of good comedy in there. And it's like, on the other end of it, you don't even know what they're saying, whether it's through effects or just they're just on cough syrup too much and can't even talk right, or they're just not even starting the song. It's just a bunch of pepper alley kind of like,
yeah.
turn it up.
Exactly, yeah. Yeah, I actually just got a book. I think it's just the Wu-Tang manual, but it's written by RZA. And I haven't really like read the whole thing. I just kind of like flip to a page, check out some stuff. But there's like whole chapters of him just talking about how he like got into it. And he's like, I consider myself a musician. Some people don't. They think we just push buttons. But he's someone who like actually, you know, like writes parts. I mean, just the way he describes it, it's like, I don't know. It's so like in detail. He'll like sit there with like a really basic 8-track from like 1989 or something, but he'll make this whole like orchestrated thing, you know, like even cutting up records from like the 70s, but he'll take like a bass part from one and then like slow that down, then take like another part, speed that up, and make it all match, and just like so many different things, and sometimes even make it like purposely, you know, like off key or something, or a little off time, and just like subtle things like that, which is like, I think it's awesome. I mean, that's why he's like, I don't know, the genius, you know?
That's the RZA you're talking
Yeah,
about.
the RZA. Yeah. Even though the Jizza is the genius, technically, but I consider the RZA, you know, the mastermind of hip hop.
Wu-Tang for life.
Yeah. Like, that's Hungry D's main inspiration, to be like a shitty version of like the Wu-Tang. Not to mock them, but, you know.
I
not
guess
gonna
that's
be
one
like-
of my biggest things with this, the new mumble rap shit, is I'm such a sucker for lyrics that I enjoy listening to what the words of a song are, and if they're good enough, then that's what draws me in. I don't care if you're not making words with your mouth or harmonies or something interesting to the ear, then you might as well just be, you know, a kick drum or whatever. There's no point to you being in the song.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think,
yeah, go ahead.
I think Hungry D should do a mumble rap song.
Yeah, I think we should do a mumble rap song.
I bet we can make a great mumble rap song.
Yeah, I think we could.
Jeff, if you don't want to make the beat, I'll make it happen. All you got to do is mumble.
I mean, they, like, a couple years ago, weren't they taking, like, it got real popular. They were taking, like news, just clips of news, and then, like, doing the auto-tune over it and making, like, a song out of it.
Oh, yeah.
Like, oh, man, the one was so catchy. Like, the lady, like, at a 7-Eleven or something, like, stopped a robber, and then she was just explaining it to, like, the news team. But someone, like, took that and put auto-tune to it, made it into, like, verses and choruses.
There's
like,
some great ones.
Oh, my God. They're so catchy. I'm like, I'd rather listen to this than, like, this Post Malone or Lil Wayne or any of this shit. Like, it's actually catchy and, like, funny and at least entertaining, you know? I don't know. Way more entertaining than the other shit out there.
Quick side note, I think Post Malone should become like a term you give somebody that just posts like the worst stuff and won't stop. Like, just call them a Post Malone, and like they won't know what you're talking about because they think you're talking about Post Malone, but you're really talking about them being a Post Malone.
I agree. Let's popularize it that way. In a couple years, he'll be known as like the mullet of rap, like the uncool.
Yeah, like the Munson, the Munson and Bowling from Kingpin.
Exactly.
It's a real
exactly.
Munson.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's turn him into that.
As a Post Malone,
Oh, I'm all about that.
a Bushwhack Mahoney.
Yeah.
That was code word for what my buddies wanted to call him. Oh shit! I forget what each word meant, but it's something like shitty retard or something. But they would use this as code to his face, and they would call him Bushwhack Mahoney. I always loved that term. I wanted to have a band name that, at least a song.
Yeah.
That's definitely a solid song title.
Yeah, Bushwhack Mahoney.
We're going to get to a jam session, right? Later on, potentially.
Yeah, potentially. Yeah.
Where's the...
No kit, but we got things.
Where's the drums?
No drums.
Maybe we should do a mumble rap jam session.
Like acoustic, organic mumble rap.
Yeah. Mumble rap MTV Unplugged.
It's going to be use what you got, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's some randomness here.
I mean, if Post Malone is doing like acoustic Nirvana covers, then I'm pretty sure we could probably do something better than that. Even at the worst, it would be better than that guy pulling a Post Malone.
Post Malone.
Before that's even a term yet, but he's already pulling it.
Speaking of Nirvana covers, totally off topic, kind of, but you guys heard? I think it was Sturgill Simpson who covered.
That guy's cool.
He covered In Utero, I think.
Like the whole album?
Or no, it was on In Utero. Shit, I'll have to look it up.
Heart shaped box.
Maybe.
I mean, if you covered the whole
I'm
album,
terrible
that's
with
amazing.
My Nirvana knowledge, but I listened to his cover and it was badass.
You got to work on your Nirvana knowledge, dude. Come
I'd
on.
really rather not.
That and Wu-Tang. What?
It's all apologies on in utero.
Yeah.
Trying to think of like the
It might not even be on In Utero. I might have made that up.
Jeff, you're not a Nirvana guy.
I'm not at all.
man.
Sadly.
Yeah.
Not even a little.
Well.
Not even when
what's-
Post Malone covers it.
What's funny is that I'm a huge Foo Fighters fan. I love Dave Grohl.
Oh, you're one of those.
Yeah,
You're like Coors Light's better than Sam Adams. Or I don't know.
I wouldn't even say that, but
Didn't even.
Well, I balanced the room out because I like both of them.
Yeah, I
I
mean,
don't really have beef through
I like a little bit
In
of
Bloom.
now.
That's what. Not In Utero. In Bloom.
Oh shit!
It's really good.
Wow, that's even cooler because that's like the.
If you get a chance, check it out. I
Wait.
don't know if we can play it or not.
I feel like I've seen that. Did you send that to me, or something?
I don't think so. Possible, but I
I feel like someone did. It's like, is that like a real? It's like a weird dark version.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have
pretty-
seen that.
pretty
It's
slow and
pretty
dark.
cool. I think that's the first time I heard that guy, and then I actually forgot about him until someone mentioned him recently. But damn, that's actually awesome. Didn't that guy play like outside the Super Bowl or some like big event or
Played
something?
outside the Grammys after he won a Grammy.
Oh, okay.
Just
yeah.
on the sidewalk with his guitar case open with the Grammy in it, trying
That's
to make
awesome.
cash. Just as like a fuck you, like
That's awesome.
like saying
Yeah.
I don't really care. It was impressive.
Yeah.
He's a badass. He's definitely
really cool.
one of the new outlaws.
Yeah.
I enjoy
I
him.
dig that. Who's that one country guy? The really funny dude?
Wheeler Walker Jr.
Yeah, I always forget
Are you
his name.
familiar with Wheeler Walker?
Definitely sounds familiar.
Yeah, he's like a satirical country
Yeah.
guy, but
Okay.
all his songs are filthy and catchy and super well recorded.
Yeah.
Like Nashville's finest studio musicians basically sat in on his album where he wrote songs about like finger banging cousins
Yeah.
and just random shit. It's ridiculous, but it is highly recommended.
He's kind of like the Ween of country music. Not as like weird and experimental, but
To a degree,
You know.
yeah.
it's
A
more
lot
just
of, lot
country.
of brown country.
but- Yeah.
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 It's pretty funny.
It's like brown going on pink.
Yeah.
It's like it's got a lot of sexual innuendo.
I think I saw someone post one of his videos and actually like thought it was serious, and they were like, "This is how bad country music has gotten these days. People are just they don't even have any subject matter. This is what they write about now." And I was like, "I'm pretty sure that guy is a joke. He's
He's so
doing funny
raunchy that
songs."
he usually debuts his videos. The two major ones he's had, he debuted them on Pornhub. Like, and they're great. They're hilarious.
That's awesome." He put him on Pornhub.
Pornhub offered. They said, "Hey," like he was shopping his videos
Yeah.
around to networks for a debut, you know.
Oh shit!
And Pornhub was like, "Yeah, we'll do it and we'll pay you." And he was
That's
like, "Sold."
awesome.
Yeah,
Oh my god! I wish they would do that for me.
he's pretty funny.
Wheeler Walker Jr. I know I've seen that name.
Yeah, he's been in the spotlight for a little bit. a couple years now, I guess. His second album just came out.
Second?
Yeah.
For some reason, I thought he already had a few.
Yeah,
I thought you showed me a few. I don't know.
It's just the two.
He's only born in 74.
So just for instance, like, just to go down his song title list: "Fuck you, bitch," "Redneck shit," "Sit on my face," "Drop 'em out,"
Some poetry right here.
"Eating pussy, kicking ass," "Beer, weed, coochies." Just to give you an idea of what
Better off
the
beating off.
topics are. Yeah.
He's going right for it.
He
Let
really
you
is.
know.
Essentially, his story. Well, come to find out, his story is that he spent the last few years trying to make it for real in Nashville with country music, and then could never get signed. And this was his last ditch effort. He said, "I'm going to make one more album, and I'm going to say, I'm going to produce it myself, fund it myself. That way, nobody can control it. It's totally uncensored, and I can say whatever I want. It's going to be the last musical thing I do. This is my swan song, and I'm going to write the songs I want to." And it just so happens all his songs are about pussy and beer and anything you can imagine. And that,
If only he was doing that the whole time.
well, come to find out, he's actually a comedian, and he doesn't even really have that much of a southern accent. It bothered me.
Oh, really?
It's a Larry the Cable Guy situation, essentially.
Oh, shit.
But it doesn't make the songs any less funny.
Yeah.
So,
You ever watch Rodney Carrington stand up?
yeah. Carrington's pretty good.
He's really good, and he's a pretty damn good singer.
Oh, super,
He has some
super
good songs.
singer.
Definitely, it doesn't seem as raunchy as this. Just
Yeah.
by the song titles, I think it's probably going
Yeah.
way more into the sewer than Rodney Carrington does. But
Yeah, definitely.
there's a market for anything, really. Why
Well, that's the
not?
thing. The internet. This guy, Wheeler Walker, had the top-selling country album in the nation, but was not on the top 40 country Billboard, even though he was selling more albums than any of the
That's
other ones
awesome.
with his debut album, and it was all through the internet. He was on Rogan, blew him up, and
That's a way to do it. That's cool as shit. What is that one? Which one of you queers is going to blow me?
which
or
one of
something
you
like
queers
that?
gonna suck my dick?
Yeah. I remember that one.
It's a good one.
Oh, man.
Highly
funny.
recommend it.
Shit. Listen to that Les Claypool's new country band. You guys heard that?
No,
It's
I haven't.
kind of country. Les Claypool Duo de Twang, I guess. It's like twangy versions of like Les songs and a couple Primus songs and a couple covers and stuff. It's actually pretty good. It's him and I think it's like Merle Haggard's like son or something. Mark Haggard? I don't know. I looked it up because I wasn't really sure. But it's pretty good actually.
Yeah,
I
it sounds
mean-
like it would be really good.
Yeah, if you're into Les Claypool, if you're not already into him, you're probably not gonna like it. I mean, that's kind of like an acquired taste. Some people hate that shit.
Yeah, I like most of what he does.
I do too.
Yeah.
I mean, I like at least most of it. I'm on this group, Noise Rock Now, and it's pretty cool. I mean, they talk about a lot of like noisier shit, but man, they hate some Primus. They're like, fuck that joke ass shit. And they're like, white people should not play slap bass. Like, it's just they're like religious about it. Like, I mean, it's cool. I mean, they like good music, but I don't know. I can listen to like, I don't know, some like loud
white people. Yeah,
shit
tell it to
and-
Jaco Pastorius.
Yeah, I
And
don't
Flea.
see. I know. I don't see what the problem is. I mean,
Everyone knows Primus sucks anyway.
Yeah.
So, but
I just kept getting on there just saying Primus sucks. I don't know. I don't know what else to say because then they'll be like, yeah, they do, and I'm like, well, I mean,
I will say I get more shit for the Nirvana thing than anything else. For
Yeah.
sure, from my friends, because most of my friends, the majority, are diehard Nirvana fans. I get shit for that and my opinion of U2, which is
what
equal to Nirvana.
I think most people would agree with your U2 opinion.
See, I don't. I think the majority U2 sells a shitload of albums. Their tours are top selling tours. Like,
Yeah, but do you really know anybody that likes them like in real life?
I do.
mean,
It's
well, who are you hanging out with? Because
It's it's not friends.
I mean,
per
shit.
se, but
My parents are like of the older type, and they don't even like U2. I don't think. My mom had one of their albums in college, and I think she gave it to me, and I was like, yeah, I kind of like it. I mean, because it's from 1985, so
Joshua
it's got
Tree.
that sound. That one and the one before that, I kind of. I mean, it's like a guilty pleasure. I kind of like their shit from the 80s, but I still kind of hate it. I don't know. It's like I grew up with that, but I only like it because it's from the 80s. Like, it's got that
Nostalgic
80s sound. Yeah, I think that Joshua Tree is like a well-written album. I just hate Bono, and I hate The Edge. I hate them all, really. I just don't know the rest of the names. So I would say I hate them, too.
anyone who gives
ran out of
themselves a
the names.
nickname deserves hate.
I hate that guy that plays the bass and the other guy.
The guy.
How
There's
many
two
of them
guys.
are there? Four?
Four
Five?
total. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I mean, I have to admit, like, I got into him because my dad's band, Freedom Alley, from the 80s, their guitarist, when Joshua Tree came out, he learned all the songs and played them acoustic, and they actually sounded really good. You might even think, you're not going to love them, but you might be like, this is actually not that bad because there's no Bono or The Edge. But I don't know. I always thought that they were by my dad's band. Like, The Streets Have No Name and all that. I thought my dad's band wrote that. And I was like, damn, this is pretty fucking good, Like, I mean, the guy Walt.
Dad, your song's on the radio.
Yeah. And the guy Walt who played him, I mean, he's like an amazing singer, amazing guitarist. And so, I don't know. He did them. I think he did them better than U2. And then I actually finally got the real album on cassette, and I was a little disappointed. I was like, I don't know, man. I think Walt played it. My dad's band played him better, I don't know. That's my opinion. But I did start watching that documentary.
It might get loud.
Yeah. I see what you mean. The Edge is a
tool.
douchebag. Yeah. It's pretty funny, though.
Have you seen it, Jimmy?
Yeah, I have seen that.
Yeah.
I think it's a cool premise for a movie.
Yes.
And I think, all their personalities come out pretty well.
Agreed.
The Howard Stern interview with Bono and Edge comes to mind, where they're just they are very willing to talk about themselves and their career. Just leave it at that. I would definitely agree with you how, like, that earlier stuff is actually pretty good.
Yeah.
Like, those first few albums have a good sound to them and really good, well-written songs. At the same time, I don't know if it's really, like, as big as selling out football stadiums should be, or as good as it should be.
Right.
And I don't particularly like most of what has come from them since. And, yeah, I don't know. It's a tough band to like for who they are,
Yeah.
like personality-wise. I feel like even on the Grammys this year, wasn't Bono and The Edge out there, like, giving the award for the Album of the Year?
Maybe, I don't know.
I think that was them, unless I'm mixing it up with something. But I think they came out
very
and
possible.
they were getting ready to do the album. And just the way they were talking about it, I could tell that maybe they don't even try to come off that way, but they're just like, yeah, we both know how hard it is to make the best album of the year. And it's just like, whoa. Like, I feel like it's like you really have to be kind of an ass. I might know something about that. He actually, like, said something like that. And it's almost like they're trying so hard not to even play up to the expectation of that, and they just do it anyway. And
Your ego is so giant that you can't even self-deprecate properly.
Yeah.
you got to give them benefit of the doubt. It's awkward to be on TV doing an award thing, even if you're a rock star. Like,
Yeah.
probably reading off a prompter of some kind. You got some canned joke of some sort, or you prepared something, but that it was pretty expected the way they were on TV.
That's why I like that one. It was years back, but that one Bob Dylan one, everybody was like making fun of him. They were like, he must have been really stoned. And it was like, I don't know, maybe he was. He just didn't care about the Grammys. And I don't know. To me, he just seemed like he was kind of like, whatever. He's like, I'm not going to sit here and like, oh my God, I got a Grammy. He's like, I'm fucking Bob Dylan. Whatever.
Yeah, I don't think Bob Dylan
You
really
know.
gives a fuck about anything anymore. He
Yeah.
stood up the Nobel Prize.
Yeah.
Like, he didn't show up.
Yeah.
You don't really give any less fucks than that.
Yeah.
When you turn your nose up, and so they say, hey, we're giving you a Nobel Prize for whatever, writing or literature, whatever.
Yeah.
And you just say, nah, no thanks. You pull a Jerry Seinfeld. No thanks.
Yeah, I think that's awesome. I'm surprised he showed up for the Grammys. I think he was just like, well, I'm high and drunk enough, whatever. He's just like, I don't care. Like, actually, didn't a bunch of people get mad about that too, that he won the Nobel Prize? Because they were like, because it was for literature, and they're like, well, he's a songwriter. And
something to that effect. But
I remember people were pissed, but I mean, I don't know if that counts because it's for lyrics.
what aren't people pissed about anymore?
Yeah.
That's the thing. Like, there's going to be outrage no matter what. So.
Yeah. Everybody was like so upset. They're like, we need to start a petition to take that back and give it to someone who's actually a writer. It's like, well, he is a writer. I don't know. I mean, does it really matter? Like, I don't even think he cares. That's probably why he didn't show up. He's like, whatever, dude. Like, I don't know. It sucks though. I love the guy, but I do wish that he would just call it quits on the touring is the only thing. You know what I mean?
When it's all you know. I mean, the guy's been doing it for 60 years.
I know. It's just, oh man. It's like, it's rough. And I love, you know, like Tom Waits and that like gruff, gravelly voice. Like, I love that. But like, Dylan is just, I don't know. He sounds like he has laryngitis is the problem. He just sounds like he just like doesn't have anything left.
It sounds like an 80-year-old man trying to sing.
Yeah. But see, some
Makes sense.
people, I mean, like Tom Waits does that well, but
He's
I
never
don't
done
know.
that well. Let's be
what,
honest.
Tom Waits?
Correct.
I mean,
My point being, he
don't know.
sounded like an 85-year-old man from the age of 21
yeah.
on.
Yeah.
Bob Dylan could sing at one point in his life to a degree.
Yeah. I mean,
You know.
Tom Waits is kind of like, that's like his thing. You know, that's what he's like known for.
Right.
But Dylan kind of just like, he lost his voice eventually. But I still think he makes pretty good albums though. Dylan, like I've listened to all his new stuff. It's not, you know, groundbreaking anymore, but for being older and not giving a shit, I think he still makes pretty good stuff, you know, just in the studio, you know. But then he gets out on tour, I mean, singing like every night. I don't even think I could sing every night for like, you know, a whole tour doing all that. Start drinking the cough syrup.
Yeah, that's the only way to get through it.
Yeah.
I guess, like, yeah, it's kind of like that's all they know because they've been doing it their whole life. But I could definitely think of quite a few musicians that are maybe too old to keep doing it, and it might have made them die. Like Greg Allman, like, really ran himself into the ground. But, you know, he probably was going to have these health problems anyway. But I feel like even though it was great what they did, they really went out with a bang. Sometimes it's like, oh, well, you keep coming back on tour, but then having to cancel it because you're too sick. It's like, enjoy what you have left. Like, it's easy for me to say because I didn't tour in any band for 40, 50 years or something incredible like that. Who am I to say? But, like,
Lines of blow off of groupies.
I don't know what happened, but I assume, like, anything happened, basically.
Basically, everything you can imagine happened.
Yeah.
And the fact that he made it that long, honestly, is kind of astonishing.
Yeah.
Or, yeah, any of them, really.
That's what I'm
It is
saying.
really incredible, yeah.
When you look at the way they partied and the shit those guys did to their bodies, the fact that any of them made it past 60 is pretty astounding.
They must have all done, like, a superfood juice diet through the 80s, like,
You know, they got their cleansing.
for at least 5-10 years just to, like, somehow bounce back.
They went vegan through the 90s
Yeah.
and then started touring again come Y2K.
But, yeah, it's
People,
like,
I don't know.
yeah, like, some of them age well and still do well, but then it's almost like it's like playing sport way too long just because you want to keep going, and then you just didn't end on a high note.
A lot of people, when they retire, that's when they end. I know people that just work regular jobs who don't want to retire because they know as soon as they stop, your health, you just start fucking deteriorating, doing nothing. That's why I say the whole idea of retirement in general is kind of bullshit. Why the fuck are you saving up to save? You're saving your life's work for the last 10, 15 years where you can't even properly use your body or even mental faculties at that point.
Yeah.
You know, I don't. Who the hell wants to do all the shit when they're 60? Like, get that shit out of your system when you're young, in my opinion. Not that I took that advice by any means, but you know.
I retired, but I came out
Retired
of
now.
retirement. Actually, I worked in an answering service for 7 years, and I got sick of it. I didn't get a raise for like forever, and I was, out of like 25 employees, I was number 2 in stats. I was like, come on. They wouldn't listen to any of my ideas. I was like, dude, I could help you guys make more money. Like, they're like, no, you're a peon. So I was like, I'm a peon you. So I just one day I was just like, fuck it, man, I'm done with this. I was like, give me the papers. And so I put in my 2 weeks, and when it said reason for leaving, I said retirement. My boss like cracked up. She's like, you're retiring? I was like, yeah, I'm just done working. And then I was like, all right, well, I was like, I don't know, I do kind of need money. So then I started doing landscaping full time.
I am only 30.
Yeah.
So I should probably rethink
like,
this whole retirement thing.
Early retirement at 30. I was like, okay, well, I'll just go do some landscaping. I mean, I've always done that, but I was just like, okay, full time now. So, but it's cooler because it's like, I don't know, it's not as like, I don't know, sitting in an office all the time. It's just, I can't do it anymore. Like, everybody would be like, you're so skinny. I'm like, I'm normal. You're obese because you sit here all the time. And like, not to put them down, because I love those people, but like, they would just, oh my God, just eat all day. And like, they would bring me Whoppers on Whopper Wednesday. And I'd be like, dude, don't bring me Whoppers, please. I'm going to sit here all day and eat Whoppers. But you know, once they're like, here you go, put it on my desk, it's like, oh, now it's in my face. I smell it. I can't not eat this freaking Whopper. Oh, it's 2 because it's 2 for 1. Oh, thanks. You know, like, going to sit here all day and eat that and play video games on my computer, you know? Like, oh man, I tried to get fired from that job so many times. Like, I actually got one of their computers a virus because I was watching Beavis and Butthead on their computer. Got a virus. They cost like $150 for them to fix, and they took it out of my paycheck and still didn't fire me. I was like, God damn it, I cannot get fired. Like, I told my one boss that was cool. I was like, I'm trying to get fired. Like, what do I do here? I'm literally playing video games on my computer like all the time. I had every regular Nintendo game on my computer, like 800 of them. I never knew there was 800 regular Nintendo games till I worked there.
And why'd you want to quit this job? Just wondering.
I mean, that's the thing. Like, that's why I was there for 7 years, because it was pretty chill. I mean, it was like, I can, you know.
Complacent.
Yeah, I mean, and
I get you.
I worked, usually worked 3 to 11, so it's like I could stay up all night, record music, go into work hungover, didn't matter. The only problem was I got off at 11, so it was hard to have, like, anything going at night. But, I mean, still, I could just, like, be by myself at night and make music and stuff, and then go into work, didn't matter. And eventually you can just do it without thinking. You just take a phone call, get yelled at. People would be yelling at us all the time. I would just be like, oh, whoops, losing the connection here. Just push a button, They were like, you've been hanging up on a lot of callers. I'm like, I know, I'm trying to get fired. Still didn't get fired. I would straight hang up on people. And they didn't fire me. I'm like, oh my God, what do I do?
That's amazing.
Yeah. One time I went to like Atlanta to see some shows, and I don't know, I was going to take a bus back, but then I was like, fuck that. I'm going to stay down here for a few more days. They're like, you're calling out, you're staying down there? Like, you can't do that. We're going to suspend you. I'm like, well, that's perfect, because I was going to stay for 3 more days. So they're like, I was like, how long's the suspension? They're like, well, it's 3 days. I'm like, oh, that sounds great. Okay, well, I'll see you in 4 days. They were like, damn it. I'm like, well, I don't know. And then, eventually I had to quit. Couldn't even get fired. It was like the government almost, like they would not fire me.
And you want to fork out that unemployment.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
It's hard to get people that are willing to get yelled at on the phone. For sure.
Yeah, I know.
I worked in a call center for 2 years, and they could be pretty vicious at times.
Oh, yeah.
You gotta go walk it off sometimes.
Yeah.
Doesn't some of those interactions stick with you for like days? Like, I even feel like a year later, a lot of them are out of my head now. It's been a few years, but I could definitely remember a few of them sticking with me for over a year. Can hear their voice and exactly what they said.
Yeah,
Like, it's a crazy phenomenon that something could be almost like traumatic during your job, and it like sticks with you and affects you the rest of the day.
Yeah, I was a police dispatcher for 4 years, so I had some shit that I heard. And
That shit
stuck
is
with me.
harsh. Damn, 4 years?
Yeah, Baltimore County.
We had people come to our business from police dispatch, and it's crazy because they would tell us like we make 16 an hour, 18 an hour, or something like that. We made 10 an hour after the raise that we got. Started 8 an hour, so we'd be like, "Why would you ever come here?" And they'd be like, "Trust me, like it's so much worse over there.
It's
like,
chaos. Yeah.
Yeah,
Like you're earning. It's a stressful job for sure. You're tethered to a computer,
yeah."
talking to cops all night.
And I'm sure if you make like one mistake, it's like your ass, you know.
Yeah, it's pretty. I mean, it is government. It was government work, so they're
Yeah.
pretty. There's a lot of bureaucrat bullshit.
Can't accidentally hang up on people like I did.
Exactly. You can't just tell a cop to go
Whoops.
fuck off
Yeah.
because they know where you are.
So many times I wish I could have done what you were doing.
Yeah.
My calls were a little more financial, so yeah, I would totally get fired immediately.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, because I guess they can record like, oh yeah, we saw that you hit the button. It wasn't just that they dropped off the line.
Yeah.
Yeah. I remember one other person on the team sitting 2 away accidentally hung up on somebody by wanted to put him on hold, but then hung up on him because it was a really bad call. It was getting bad, and that'll just stick in my head forever.
Yeah.
That's like something you want to write down and jot for a skit later on.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I don't know.
I wish like I don't know, I wish I could tell the stories of calls, but it's like I don't know. I don't think you can because of like HIPAA, you know?
Well,
They
you
were-
just don't have to give names.
You can tell.
I mean,
I
if you
don't
say
know.
like generalities, like if you use vague.
They were like, "You'll go to jail forever if you tell." I don't know.
Really?
Well, to be on the safe side,
I
I
don't
guess.
know. I don't know.
Don't tell it.
Well, I want to tell this one story, but I don't know if it, you know. Well, okay.
There's
so
a lot of build up here. This better be one hell of a story. That's all I'm
honestly,
saying.
I don't even remember it now, but it's. I mean, I kind of do. It's not even really like a story. It's just a vague memory of a call. So this wasn't me. This was someone else that told me that they worked at a place. Someone, we'll say Scrump. No, I'm just kidding. Not him.
Jay Screws.
Yeah. I don't know. Basically, all it was like some guy was like calling in. He's like, "Yo, you ever taken Viagra?" I'm like, "No, I'm like 31." He's like, "Well, so am I, but I took some Viagra." He's like, "I don't know what to do, man. I've had a boner for like 4 days, man. It won't go away. What should I do?" I'm like, "I can't tell you what to do. I'm not a doctor, man. Like, I can find a doctor for you, but I can't like give you medical advice, especially on a 4-day erection because I don't know anything about that, you know." He's like, "Well, what do you think I should do? Should I like, you know, should I jerk off?" I'm like, if you want to. I'm not like, don't do it on the phone. Yeah, go
Now?
in your room and yeah, like I don't need to hear that. He's like, I don't know what to do, man." He's like, "You think I should smoke some weed?" I'm like, I don't know if that's gonna help. That might make it worse. I don't know. He's like, "I'm gonna try smoking some weed. I already tried getting drunk. I got drunk last night. I thought maybe that make it go away, but I woke up today. I still had the boner. I got wasted. I don't even know what to do." I'm like, "Dude, I don't know what to tell you, man." And he was just going on and on and on. Finally, I finally got him off the phone. I was like, "Let me get a doctor to contact you." Like, but I can't tell if he was pranking me or not. At first, I was just laughing, thinking he was pranking me. I'm pretty sure after talking to him for like 10 minutes that he was like dead serious. I mean, it actually sounded like he was really kind of scared.
I was gonna say it actually sounds like something that you would do
Yeah.
to another company. Like,
Yeah.
Also sounds like he got the right phone rep. You know, sometimes you call in to a place, you're like, yeah, that was really the right person to talk to.
Yeah.
you lucked out for sure. You don't want Rhonda.
Yeah. Yeah, I was one of the only guys there, so he's like, "I'm glad I'm talking to you," you know. I don't know. It was weird.
It's definitely a weird kind of job to have
Yeah.
because you never know what's going to come, and you can't just like roll in and have one of those days where you just kind of like keep your head down. You got to like be ready to like
Yeah.
interact at every moment.
Which is rough because I went in there with some gnarly hangovers because I just did not care about that job. And sometimes I was like, God, I am still drunk. Like, I should not be at work. But then I'd be like, well, I don't really care. If I get fired, it's a good thing. So, and still, I never did.
You would think that 911 and police dispatch would be similar situation to where you don't want to go in there all fucked up. But
Yeah, but you do.
you would be totally wrong. 100%. There were some drinkers in that place.
Damn.
Like, we would go in. I worked midnights, the majority of it, and we would meet up before work, go in there. There was a couple nights where,
Damn.
not necessarily me. I had bad nights there. Don't get me wrong. I wasn't a saint, but
Yeah.
some people in there were passing out on the channels. Like, they're supposed to be monitoring
What?
these cops through the night, and they are just wasted. We went to Kobe's Steakhouse once beforehand and just drinking sake for like an hour and went on shift.
Damn.
That makes you feel safe, doesn't it?
Yeah.
We go in. We knew when every
God.
bar opened at 6. Like, so we go there after work.
Damn.
That was ridiculous. I drank more while I was working for the police than I ever have in my life.
Damn. That's
100%.
just that sentence is
Yeah.
crazy. Damn.
I had no problem with police until I had to work with them for a long
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
I don't have a problem really, but you can see when you see some of the behind the scenes stuff,
Oh yeah.
it gets old.
Some of that shit.
The job didn't last long.
Actually, at my job, they found a couple beer bottles, empty ones, in my backpack that was with me. That was a real hard one to explain because the truth was I just went to a party the night before, and I always work Sundays, so I just like went to a party, got wasted, forgot that I threw a couple empties in my backpack, and just went to work from wherever I woke up at a party, just hungover, go to work, and they like. I think it was like the boss's daughter was like walking around passing something out. She looks in, she's like, "What is that in your backpack?" There's like empty beer bottles. I'm like, it's not what it looked like. I'm sober, I swear. But that's really hard to explain.
I wasn't
when-
like 7 hours ago, but I am now.
Yeah. I was like, you know me. What's today? Sunday. Obviously, I was drunk last night. Forgot to empty the backpack. She was like, all right, I'm not going to say anything this time, but if I ever see that again,
What?
that was a little, yeah, I know.
What?
What? You'll fire me
You're
like
not
I
gonna
want you
fire
to?
me again?
Like, yeah. Like, damn, so close. Shit. Yeah, that was pretty funny.
It's a nice Gibson you have up there.
Thanks, man. That is.
Right over Bob Dylan.
Yeah.
Big topic tonight.
Kind of blocking the old Bob, dude.
Yeah. It happens. It happens.
Can we have like a Post Malone jam?
Post Malone.
I think we just do our own acoustic mush mouth using
Yeah.
only the words Post and Malone.
Let's see. We are 57 minutes in.
Damn.
Solid hour.
It's a solid hour. Solid hour.
Damn, if we could get a mumble rap song in, but I don't really know how to do that.
Could really be
just-
any kind of jam. Just keep mumble rap in mind,
Yeah.
You guys want to hear a little jam I created? Let's go with the beats and whatnot.
Sure.
Pull this guy up real quick. See if you're impressed with my skills. It might be loud. I don't want it to be too loud.
You are fake news.
Alternative facts.
Alternative facts are not facts.
You are fake news. Fake news. You are fake news.
Alternative facts.
Alternative facts are not facts.
That was it.
I love it.
Yeah. So,
Nice. You made that?
yeah, it was my first beat attempt.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Your first one?
First one.
Damn, dude.
So
That's pretty funny.
I was looking for something for a little news segment.
Yeah.
Couldn't find anything good on the internet, so I was like, you know what? I'm gonna
Yeah.
take initiative.
Oh, speaking of beats, I am going to say real quick, anyone listening, check out Rick the Scientist, the new Shit Records artist on my label. My label is pretty much just shitty. Yeah, exactly. That's pretty much what it sounds like. But
So you have record label Shit Records.
yeah, it's, not a real label. I mean, it's kind of a real label, I guess.
Well, I'm just interested who else is on the record label.
I mean, it's not all funny shit. But I mean, I have like my solo stuff, Mount Weather, then my bands. Basically, just a way to put out your stuff and then have a label on it. So, like, hopefully that's kind of like a copyright, and people will hopefully not steal your stuff, But because I guess when you make physical copies, it's good to have like a labeled name on there. But I didn't want to do anything serious. Like, everyone's like so serious about their label name, and I just take it as a joke. So it's kind of just making fun of all those hipster kids. So I was like, shit records, it'll just be really shitty. Record at shit studios, But then a few of them are funny, like Hungry D and Rick the Scientist, which is like all his music is basically rap that's about shit. But it's like actually hilarious. He's actually awesome. He played my Halloween party, and I pretty much want him to play every party. It's funny because I've known this dude for like probably 15 years. We were in like a really shitty heavy band together when we were like, I don't even know, like 17 or 18, and he played drums, and I don't know, then I mean, we kind of like lost touch, then we've been friends again for a while, but I never knew that he was Rick the Scientist. I was like, dude, this rap guy is hilarious. Never knew it was him. And one day,
Same person.
he was like, yeah, dude, that's actually me. I'm like, what? That's you? I'm like, dude, you can actually rap. Like, and it sucks because my rap character, Hungry D, I mean, I'm a terrible rapper. Like, it's purposely, it's just to make fun of mainstream rap. Like, it's so bad. But now I'm like, damn, I've got to run for my money on because even though it's shitty rap, his is shitty, but like he actually can rap. I'm like, damn, I got to step up my game. I got to be a little bit less shitty, or just more shitty and out shit him or something. I don't know.
I like all of it. I like it.
I do have a country album coming out.
I might have to get Mettasynth, the ambient music I do, on your label. And I feel you on the label thing. It feels good. That's kind of what I'm doing with my podcast, Mettasynth Radio Network, kind of slapping the trademark thing on a bunch of different episodes because they could all become maybe their own thing at some point. But for now, it's all under the same show. So, like, yeah, it's totally cool to slap some shit on everything you're doing.
Good to have a moniker.
If you can, if you have the time and energy, the more pots you can get your hand into.
Yeah, absolutely.
Speaking of the more pots, Trash Can Bill does have a country album coming out. It's actually a lot like Wheeler Walker, not as well produced, but it's all about, it's like dirty sex country songs. Like one of them is she's got a Dodge truck and she likes to fuck. Songs like that, pretty much, yeah. That kind of shit. It's definitely gonna be on Shit Records. It's terrible.
That's fantastic.
Yeah,
I can't wait.
shit.
So, fellas, what's next on the agenda?
I don't know. Should we do a mumble rap jam?
If you guys want to jam for a couple minutes, we can.
Yeah, I think I got enough in me to do a little jammer. Yeah, this is a lot of fun. We need to collaborate like this more often.
Yeah, definitely.
We all have various things going on.
You have to think of a new name for your studios because I don't think that we can say the name that Manny came up with.
This is true. Yeah.
It's very vulgar. We will not repeat it, but that is not associated with us.
Yeah, I'll come up with something.
Yeah.
So, all right. You want to record the jam? Is that what we're doing?
If that's possible,
Sure.
yeah.
I'm going to pause it for 1 second. We'll get set up, and then we'll start right back up.
Cool. Oh, we can pause.
All right.
I think we're all
It's
set
really
up.
hard to tune to that.
Yeah, everyone needs to tune to my choo-choo train whistle, please, and also the cowbell. Thank you. We're in the key of Post minor 7. It's Post Malone's official key. I've got so many instruments over here. I wish the listeners could see how much I got going on. It's crazy.
Post Malone. Post Malone. Post Malone. Post Malone. Post Malone.
Is in your home. Just Google his name. Post Malone.
Drink Robitussin. And now back. Have we gone through everything?
I don't know.
Well, I haven't figured out what this is yet.
It's like a wooden
so-
block thing you can bang on. It's like so on the top where the slits are, each one of those four is a different tone.
Really?
So you take like the mallet.
Okay. This kind of sounds
It's like
the same.
from King Crimson tours.
Yeah, there you go.
See, if I had two mallets, I could do some crazy shit.
Got some drumsticks up there.
If I had some two
get-
mallets and some talent,
Got any monkey skulls in the closet?
I don't think. Yeah, I don't think more mallets would help me. I'm still not a drummer. I can do the cowbell, though.
Might as well just jam while we have the instruments out.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll play some real music. Not that mush mouth.
Mumble mush.
None of that Post Malone. Sorry, sound the whistle on that. We're done. Don't you post my Malone? 'Cause Post Malone is all alone. Post Malone. Lou Reed is in my home. With Post Malone, you're never home alone. Just Google his name. It's Post Carl Malone. No. Delete Carl. It's just Post Malone.
Post Malone. Post Malone. not come alone. Yeah, the mailman gets stoned.
You'll never be home alone.
Post Malone.
With Post Malone.
Post Malone.
He's in your home. Post Malone. He wrote my phone. Post Malone. When he's alone, you're alone because Post Malone.
And on that note.
On that note,
I don't know what that note was. It was a good one, though. So.
Who knows? That could be remixed by anyone out there and, you know, challenge us. I'd like to hear your Post Malone if you thought that was so terrible.
put some auto-tune on that shit, you know?
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, I can't wait. I can't wait to see submissions.
Auto-tune my choo-choo whistle. And that's not actually a porno title, believe it or not.
Not yet.
Not yet. It will be when I make it later.
The thunder stick. Don't forget the thunder stick.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Thunder stick.
What do you call it?
Thunder stick. Actually, oh, you know what you can do with that? I should have thought of that while we were fucking, while we were doing our mush mouth mumble, whatever.
Oh, shit.
Post Malone.
You didn't tell me you could do that.
Post Malone. Yeah, it's my Post Malone. My Post Malone. He's in my home, I'm never alone. Post Malone.
More cowbell.
That was fun.
Oh, my God.
That was fun.
That was
It was
awesome.
it was a good time.
That's what life's all about.
Glad we did this and recorded it for posterity.
I feel like 35% of this podcast has been Post Malone, but that's awesome.
It just means we have to do this again.
Yeah.
It's like
I just found out who
cornbread.
he is, and then he's taking over our airwaves. But that's cool because all we did is talk shit, so.
Well, maybe it compensates for the fact that I have no idea who he is.
Me
so
either.
It just cancels it out.
I
gotta
mean, that's
Google
pretty
his
good
name.
that he's the most famous musician alive right now, and only one of us know who he is, and that's only because I got curious and Googled him yesterday, so I just found out. So I think we're cooler than everyone else out there. So fuck you, world.
Well, this was fun, guys.
Very
Let's
fun.
do it again soon.
Yeah, definitely.
So,
Oh, yeah.
I'm definitely going to pull up some Post Malone on the way home.
yeah.
I won't be alone on the ride.
And kids, if you do want to listen to something that doesn't suck, listen to some Rick the Scientist, the new Shit Records artist. He's got 3 albums out there. rickthescientist.bandcamp.com. They're all free. You can download them for free. Or you can donate some shit. You can mail him shit as payment for his albums. He's actually told me that's an accepted currency for his album, is actually poop.
Don't tell people that. It's a terrible idea.
I know. Well, I didn't give out his address yet, so I
So-
think it's okay.
Tide Pods were enough. We don't need a new
Yeah.
ridiculous trend out
We
there.
don't need shit pods. So if you guys are looking for any new podcasts to listen to, check out Taking the Cynic Route. That's my current podcast. And also Mettasynth Radio Network with Jimmy over here. Anything else you want to plug there, Jim?
Not really.
No?
You know, I do have the band, Second Self, secondself.net. We're always posting live shows.
There you go.
And we just played Boland's. It was actually pretty awesome. You know, we played there so many times, they kind of run together. And this one was actually a lot of fun, like really, really special.
Yeah, it's usually a good time.
Yeah, so doing that thing, and of course, as you're listening to this on the Mettasynth page right now, we've got all of the links of all the various shit records, Rick the Scientist, taking the Cynic route, all that stuff. Basically, yeah, it's. I don't know what I was gonna say there.
Well,
the problem was I'm trying to script it in my head, and it wasn't trying to be natural.
it happens, man. It happens to the best of us, and we're learning because we're new to this whole podcast thing. But it's working out. It's a great medium, and I think it's the future. Radio will be a thing of the past,
The future.
as we know it.
The future. I'm just gonna say I'm sitting in with Second Self at their next show, playing the Choo Choo. So you want to see some live music? Catch me
You want to meet
with
some
my Choo Choo whistle and the rest of the band, but mostly me with the Choo Choo whistle. I think I fucking played that out. I'm sorry. It's just I haven't seen one of these things since I was like 10.
Bringing back
That's
memories.
legit.
I'm playing that in the cowbell, so that's fucking awesome.
Bring it out, man.
Yeah.
We'll have you up.
Nice. Actually, I should play the cowbell too.
You got a clip-on mic for
up.
that thing?
Yeah, I'll get one, dude. I'll buy one just for that.
Harmonica mic.
Yeah. Oh God.
All right. Peace out, Cub Scouts.
Peace.
See ya.
You ain't as hard as my shit. Yeah. You ain't as hard as my shit. What? You ain't as hard as my shit. Or as real as my crap. Son, you as soft as a smokestack. Fake as a strap. You ain't as hard as my shit. Yeah. You ain't as hard as my shit. What? You ain't as hard as my shit. Or as real as my crap. Son, you as soft as a smokestack. Fake as a strap.